In this video, we're going to be learning how to implement depth-first search in Python. So depth-first search is a way of traversing a tree going from top to bottom. So for anyone who doesn't know, a tree is just a collection of nodes. As we can see here, we have nodes A, B, C, D, etc. And each of those nodes has pointers to other nodes. A, for example, has a pointer to B and C. So B and C are the children of A. And in this tree, every node has at most 2 children. So this is a binary tree. Depth-first search is one of the ways that we can move around our trees. We can start at A, and from A we can move to any other node in the tree. There are multiple ways to do depth-first search. You can do a pre-order depth-first search, an in-order one, and a post-order one. So in pre-order depth-first search, we're going to process A first, and then we're going to move on to the first of A's children, which is B. We're going to process B, and then we're going to move on to D. And then once we've done D, we're going to move back to B, we're going to move down to E, and we're going to continue the whole way through the tree. So let's have a look. So we started A. So we've processed A, so it's in blue. So we visit the first of A's children, which is B. So we process B. Now we visit the first of B's children, which is D. And now once we've processed D, we're going to go back to B. And now we're going to process E's second child, which is E. And now we've visited all of these nodes. So we're going to back all the way up back to A. And we're going to visit A's second child, which is C. So we're going to visit F next and then G. So that's a pre-order depth-first search. In-order depth-first search is where we start at A, but we don't process A yet. We're going to follow A's children all the way to the bottom, which is D, when there are no more children left to follow, and then we're going to process D. So the first one that's going to be processed is D. Now once D's been processed, D has no children, so we're going to back up to the parent of D, which is B. And now we're going to visit B's second child, which is E. Now that we've done all of these nodes, we're going to back all the way up and we're going to process A. Then we're going to go down through A's second child and we're going to process the first of its children, which in this case is F. Then we're going to back up to C and then we're finally going to process G. And the last way we can do a depth-first search is a post-order depth-first search. So in this case, we're going to visit all of the children of a node before we visit the node itself. So in this case, the first node we're going to visit is D again, then we're going to visit E. Now we visited all of B's children, we're going to visit B next. So we can't visit A yet because we haven't visited all of A's children. So we first go to C, but we haven't visited C's children yet. So we're going to visit F first, then we're going to visit G. Finally, we're going to visit C because we've already visited C's children. And then finally, we visited all of A's children, so we're going to visit A last. So there are 2 ways to implement a depth-first search. Both involve using a stack. If you don't know what a stack is, you can click on the card on the screen to learn more about that. But just as a quick recap, stacks are LIFO data structures. They're a way to store multiple different items, so we can store A, B, C, and D, and we do that by pushing items onto the stack. In order to get items off the stack again, there's only one command we can use, and that is to pop them off, and they're popped off in reverse order. D is going to come off first because it was the last to go onto the stack, then C, then B, then A. So the first way of implementing depth-first search is to use recursion. This is the easiest way to do it and it's the most natural way. So we can see this function down here called walk, and what it does is it performs a pre-order depth-first search. It's the first one that we saw in the video, and we know that because the print statement is above the 2 recursive calls to the children of A. If that print statement was in between walk tree.left and walk tree.right, that would be an in-order traversal, and if both of those recursive functions came before the print, then it would be a post-order traversal. And that's how easy it is to change traversal method when we use recursion to implement our depth-first search. It's much easier than the iterative version, but it's slower and it uses the call stack, which is built into the programming language, which is more limited in size. So every time we call a function in any programming language, it adds a frame onto the call stack. So if I run this depth-first search here, first we call walk and we pass in the node A. So here on the right hand side is our call stack. Then the first thing we do is print out A. Then we call walk tree.left. So we visit A's left node, which is B. So we call walk on B, and the first thing we'll do is print B. Now we're in the middle of our call to B, and we're going to call walk tree.left on B. But you can see B has no children, so its 2 children are just going to be null values. In Python, null is called none. So if we look at the call stack, we'll see that we've called walk and we've passed in none, so it's just going to return and then it will be popped off the call stack. Every time a function is called, it is pushed onto the call stack, and every time it returns, it is popped off the call stack. And again, our call to tree.right on our B node is going to result in a call to walk none, and it's not going to go anywhere. So finally, our call to B will be finished, so it's going to get popped off the call stack. And now we're back in our call to walk A, and we're going to call tree.write, which is going to call walk on our C node. So you can see that's pushed onto the call stack, and once again, C has no children. It's going to do the first call to walk, tree.left, which is not going to go anywhere. That's going to get popped off the stack. We're going to do the second call. It's going to get returned and it's going to get popped off the call stack. And now the call to C is finished, so it gets popped off. And finally, the call to A is now finished, so it's popped off too. And that is how the call stack would work as we perform our depth first search. So the other way we can do a depth first search is the iterative way of doing it. It's more complicated and it's harder to follow, but it's faster and it doesn't have the same limitations as using the call stack. The call stack is built into the programming language, and Python, for example, has a call stack limit of 1000. So in the iterative method, we use our own stack. So you can see here we're passing in our stack variable. And the first thing we do is we push the root node onto our stack. So that's going to be A in this case. So A is on the stack now. So now we're going to run our loop. And the first thing it's going to do is pop A off the stack again. Then we're going to do whatever processing we want on A, and then we're going to add each of A's children to the stack. Because stacks reverse everything, we have to add them in reverse order. So we're going to add C and then we're going to add B. So we're going to add C to the stack and then we're going to add B to the stack. And now we're at the end of our loop. So it's going to run again and it's going to pop B off the stack this time. It's going to visit B. B has no children, so the next part isn't going to do anything. Our loop's going to run again now. It's going to pop C off the stack and now it's going to visit C. And now our stack is empty and we visited every node in our tree. So let's look at the code for this. All I've done is create a simple class called node. Here is the recursive version of the depth first search. So here is a pre-order traversal because the print statement comes first. If I move this in between the two recursive calls, this is an in-order traversal now. And if I put it after the two calls, this is a post-order traversal. So that's how easy it is when we use the recursive method. The other method is this walk2 method, which we saw on the previous slide. So let's run this code just to see that it works. So if I run this, it's going to do a pre-order traversal. And we run this, we see we get A, B, D, E, C, F, and G. That is the order that it printed out the nodes. And if we look at our pre-order traversal, the first one that's printed is A, and then B, and then D. If we look at our code, it goes A, B, D. Then it visits E. Look at the code, again, the next one is E. And then we have C, F, and G. See, next, it visits C, then F, and then G. So that's it for this video. There's going to be more code on howcode.org. In this video, I showed you the iterative implementation of just a pre-order depth first search. There's also in-order and post-order traversals that can be done iteratively too, but they're a bit more complicated. So the code for that will be explained on howcode.org. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell icon so that you get notified when new videos are uploaded. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.